Hello my daisies, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a platform where I share my journey of unlearning and learning new things for my growth, for my spiritual growth, for my spiritual, emotional, physical growth. I want to make sure that the content and the container matches. I literally just plagiarized that from my pastor. The content, what is inside, the container, what is outside. I'm making sure that everything matches. And as I'm growing, I'm also learning from other people's experience, because in my little years on earth, I can't learn everything that is to be learned, but I can learn from other people's experiences in order for me to avoid any landmines, in order for me to be aware of the scheme of the devil, right? So, as you have seen, today's topic, I want to talk about low self-esteem. And I thought about this when I was watching a show, right? It was a rap competition, and there was this guy who was very talented, and he had actually won like a whole different show thing. He won, right? He was talented. So he came into this new show, and the first introduction, they would have to rap and introduce themselves, right? And he made a mistake. He forgot his lyrics. And this guy, for as long as I have seen him, as I remember him, he would always be so anxious and had low self-esteem. And if he made a mistake, that would make matters worse. He would just see himself as nothing but a people along the road. This is the guy who won an entire show which had talented people. It had talented people. It wasn't a fluke. He won because of his skill. So in this new show, he made a mistake and his low self-esteem just came shining through. No confidence at all, and he was just putting himself down, right? So anyway, they went to round 2 where they had to form groups, right? And yeah, he got picked because he's talented. At the end of the day, he's talented. Even though he made a mistake, he's talented. So he got picked. He got into this group, and when he's in this group, he still hung up on that mistake. And the group leader's like, I know this person is so talented, but I wish he would just believe in himself. Like it just hurt. It breaks my heart to see him like this. I know he's talented. And I think it was at that moment when I realized that, okay, I might have low self-esteem. I might have low self-esteem. It's just that for me, the signs have always been sneaky. They were not too obvious. But as I was just seeing this whole thing play out, I'm like, I relate a lot to some of this. And that's when I realized that, you know what? People with low self-esteem, we are only nice to ourselves when we are doing well. But when things don't go our way, don't go how we expect, we immediately switch as if we just forgot everything that we have done, as if we just forgot all the achievements that we have had. Just as that guy was doing. I'm telling you, the guy won an entire show. I mentioned that, right? I did mention that he won an entire show, right? As they were in this group, right, I realized that this guy became a double-edged sword, right? He was picked, they're going to round 2, and in this round 2 he could just do very well and do what people are used to seeing him do very well and succeed. Or he could panic because of his low self-esteem. He can end up making another mistake. But all in all, I think lucky for him, the group leader really believed in him. He believed that if he can just get this, if he can just succeed this one, and he did succeed. He did succeed in that. In the next round, he did very well. But that is where this the topic of this video came from, that he became a double-edged sword. He was a risk, but he was also an ace. Like, he was a card that they could use and win, right? But he was also a risk, because what if his low self-esteem just picked through and he couldn't perform as well as he could have? And that is where I came up with this conclusion that, you know what, no matter how talented you are, but if you have low self-esteem, it will be easy to self-sabotage, right? It will be easy to just destroy yourself and push yourself into anxiety and just end up not performing as much as you could have. Now imagine if somebody's trusting you with a project that is worth millions, right? If they're trusting you to deliver something, you are going to become a a risk to that person. Looking at how in the past you've never really been consistent because of your low self-esteem. And let's be honest that when you actually deliver, when your low self-esteem doesn't let you sabotage yourself, you deliver excellent and wonderful results, right? But when it comes to projects or businesses where money is involved, people's monies are involved, right? Projects where millions or a lot of money is involved. I think for me, I would rather trust someone who's just average, who's just good, but they're consistent and they deliver on time, right? Than trusting you who is super talented but is inconsistent and becomes a risk. And I think I would take that risk if it's just my projects, my own personal projects. It doesn't involve, lots of money and millions, right? Because yes, you could end up delivering and it will be wonderful. And in this situation, I am not depending on if, you could, maybe I can't afford to take a risk with you. So that is how I ended up reaching a conclusion that, you know what? Having low self-esteem actually really does make you a risk. It makes you a hazard. It makes you a hazard and it makes you unreliable. And even though you have the means to deliver what is required of you, but because of your low self-esteem, you are holding yourself back. You end up getting in the way of your own success. And I learned so much from this person's experience because I could relate, I could see myself in that person. For people who don't really have a relationship with you and they know that you are talented, and all of that, they know the fact that you are talented, they meet you and see this low self-esteem side of you. For people who don't have a close relationship with you, I do believe that it just becomes exhausting, or they end up thinking, are you mocking us because you're talented and all of that? You think it's okay to mock us, or are you fishing for compliments? You are acting so meek and low and just like, even though you are talented, why are you acting like that? They end up thinking you are mocking them, or they end up just being exhausted thinking, what is this attitude? What are you trying to do? Everybody knows that you can do this. Everybody knows that you are talented. So I don't understand what you are doing. It end up just being exhausting for them. And on the other side, if it's people who love you, who know you, who have a relationship with you, who care about you, it breaks their heart to see you like that because they know you, they know how hard you work, they know how talented you are. So it breaks their heart to see you like that, not believing in yourself, treating yourself as if you're absolutely nothing. And like I said, what I've noticed is that people with low self-esteem, we only like ourselves. We only like ourselves when we are succeeding. So anyway, this was a very eye-opening situation for me. I'm someone who learns through people's experiences. It doesn't have to be real people, it can be fictional characters, it can be real people. I love to learn through people's experiences, and also I'm able to see, things about me properly. And I'm able to also see things about me that I need to work on through other people. I see them on other people. I'm able to see clearly, how intense they are. I'm able to see how much work I need to do, to work on myself. I'll continue to watch the show and see how that guy ends up, and see if maybe his attitude changes, and see if he deals with low self-esteem, as I will be busy dealing with my own low self-esteem because I can't survive. I can't live like this forever. It will just open like a door to me missing so many opportunities, open a door to me being misused, abused, and manipulated. Because obviously when you have low self-esteem, there will be people who will see that as an opportunity to manipulate you. Thank you very much, my daisies, for watching until the end. If you watched until the end and you are interested in watching a few more of my videos, I hope you'll subscribe, you will like, you'll comment, you'll become part of our communities. In our community, we are called daisies. So I hope you'll be part of the daisies. See you next time. Bye.